Welcome to the Greater Boston Food Bank's 13th annual Chain of Giving event. Woo! My name is Cheryl Shondeck. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the Senior Vice President in charge of food acquisition and supply chain. And today, you are going to learn more about the work that we do at the food bank. You are going to move some turkeys and help us prepare for the Thanksgiving holiday. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce the President and CEO of the Greater Boston Food Bank, Catherine D'Amato.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thanks everybody for being here. Welcome to the Greater Boston Food Bank. I do want to do a recognition, if we could just take a moment. I'm a native Californian. I've been in that bar in Thousand Oaks when I was a young person. Gun violence is out of control in our country, and all of us are touched by it in some way, whether it's our family or our friends or our belief system or which side of this issue we're on. So I would just ask, as we go into celebrating food for those that need it during a holiday season, I want us to just remember and fight hard to change this aspect of our country. So just take a moment. Thank you. I do want to thank all of our elected officials, but before I say elected, I think we have all mostly re-elected officials here today. So congratulations to all of you that were re-elected. Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito is with us, as well as Attorney General Maura Healey, State Treasurer Deb Goldberg, Boston Mayor Marty Walsh. I also want to recognize Senators Sonia Chang Diaz and Senator Walter Timilty, Representative Russell. Commissioner for DTA, Jeff McHugh, is here. From the mayor's office, we have the police commissioner, William Grouse, with us, Chief of Policy and Planning, Joyce Linehan, Dave Sweeney, Chief of Staff, Boston Health and Human Services Chief Marty Martinez. We have the Mayor of Medford here to my right, Stephanie Burke. We're thrilled to have you. We also have Troy Brown to my left. So, and I don't want to forget Wally, who's somewhere. Go Red Sox. So all of you are here today to help us work together and create this human chain of giving, to move some turkeys, but to be, one of my favorite sayings, which I can't get my team to agree, is a t-shirt that says, "Don't be one, give one," which has a picture of a turkey on it, but they won't let me do that. You like that? I'm going to get that t-shirt one day up here. Jeb's going to get it for me, okay. We're a strong network of over 500 agencies in 190 cities and towns. Over 140,000 people eat something from the Greater Boston Food Bank. Sadly, 1 in 11 of our residents here in Eastern Mass are food insecure. We know that there are health consequences to hunger, and we will be working with all of these officials from the governor's office through the legislatures, through mayors, cities, to really advance hunger-free by 2028 in our Commonwealth. We can make Massachusetts a hunger-free state. We know the cost of food insecurity for Massachusetts, we're the only state to have done it, is $2.4 billion. That's the people's money. That's our money. That's the money that we put forward to mitigate or work around the fact that their hunger and health are connected. We'll distribute over 51 million meals out of here. Most of it now is perishable. You'll see this beautiful produce here. 30+% now is perishable. Food banks across the country and pantries are not non-perishable locations anymore. They have refrigeration and freezing and trucks and distribution of healthier foods. So we want to also thank our government officials today, Massachusetts, and from the governor's office through the legislature and the commissioners of DAR, Commissioner LeBeau, right, I always, yeah, LeBeau, and Commissioner McHugh. We were able to advance MFAP, which is a state line item that purchases healthy food for our state, another additional $500,000 to nearly $18 million that buys food from Massachusetts growers. Over 40 farmers benefit, Massachusetts manufacturers. That is 23 million healthy meals in our state, thanks to our governor's office and our legislators for fighting for people to ensure that they are not food insecure. So huge thanks to them. So when you work with so many food donors, what I always say is we love all of our retailers. We love all of our manufacturers, growers, bottlers, farmers. So when I like to give the list of those that have donated, I try to be clear that it's only in alphabetical order. Not by rank of love. We love you all. So I want to thank our food industry donors and our partners. Clearly, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts through MEFAP is a very big part of what we're able to do and buy, but also B&B Trading, Big Y, also the Demura family, B&J's Wholesale, Broccoli Associates, CNS Wholesale, the Goldberg Foundation, Hannaford, Price Right, Roach Brothers, Shaw's and Staw Market, Stop and Shop, Target, Paul Wahlberg, Walmart, and Wegmans. Where else are you going to see that list of competitors that stand together to fight hunger in our Commonwealth? So as I said, we're going to try to move towards Hunger-Free 2028. We're going to focus on three things: increase access to nutritious food, increase our research and policy, so watch out, governor's office, watch out, state legislature, we're coming, and then to build the capacity of the network, these 550 agencies across Eastern Mass that carry the food actually out into community. So I want to thank you for being here. We can't do it alone. You're a huge part of it. So once again, thanks for joining us, and now please welcome to the podium Mayor Marty Walsh.
Thank you, Catherine. I want to, let me just take a minute to thank Catherine and all of the staff here at the food bank who do this every day. I mean, today you have a lot of support, but I think you do this every day of the year here. So thank you to all the staff at the Greater Boston Food Bank for your great work every single day, for the important work you do. I think I can speak for all the elected officials behind me because I've been coming here now for 5 years as the mayor, and the folks on this stage have been here every single year. They come every single year, and Deb Goldberg has come more than any of us. She just kind of whispered in the back, so I'm not going to forget you, Treasurer. I appreciate that. But it just shows you kind of the spirit of what happens in this building and in the families and the lives that are impacted by what happens here today. And to all the organizations that are here, thank you. You're the same ones that come year after year after year, and I truly appreciate it. And I want to thank the press as well for covering this event, because they cover it every single year. And what you're doing by covering this event is raising awareness for what's going on. So I want to thank you. I also want to welcome Troy Brown. When I walked in, I've seen him 100 times, but anytime you get a chance to talk with Troy Brown for a couple minutes, it's amazing. You know, the guy was an incredible football hero here in New England. He was on the Patriots when a lot of people didn't know who they were or what they were all about. I think on the offensive side of the ball, he's done everything. He's been a running back, he's been a wide receiver, he's been a quarterback. And on the defensive side of the ball, you know, he played corner a couple times too. So thank you for all the things you've done. All right? I appreciate that. And he's a food banker today, and
Wait to see him toss.
he's going to be tossing turkey. So whoever's next to him, good luck. Get ready. They're coming fast. The food bank is a great partner to the city of Boston, obviously. They work closely with our Office of Health and Human Services and Office of Food Access, as they do with the state. They are a member of our Boston Food Access Council, and we all know the important partnerships, that this partnership, how important it is. 1 out of every 6 Bostonians struggle with food insecurity. 1 out of every 6 Bostonians struggle with food insecurity. We've added 20,000 new jobs every year for the last 5 years. We have $9 billion of new development going on in the city of Boston. We've built almost 28,000 new homes in the city of Boston in the last 5 years. We have great prosperity in the city of Boston right now. And 1 out of every 6 Bostonians is struggling with food insecurity. That's the message today. That's something that we need to work together to tackle this issue, to get that number to 0. I know that the legislators that are here on the stage do that every single day. I know that our council does that. I know that our coalition of mayors are doing that, because it's not just Boston, it's Medford, it's Malden, it's Somerville, it's Cambridge, it's Revere, it's Chelsea, it's all those cities that we think about, and we have these conversations. No one should have to worry about where the next meal's coming from. You know, I say this, I've said this for 5 years, and I know that my predecessor said the same thing than we did. Everyone deserves access to food, and that's everyone's basic human right. In Boston, we need to know that work fighting hunger is important, and the impact that we're doing in fighting has to go much further. Everything that we want for the children, the families, and the seniors starts with healthy, affordable food, making sure that our kids get a fresh start. We built 30 new kitchens in our city this year to bring fresh foods to our schools. Our goal is to multiply that and continue that until we get in every school. And the studies show that when a young person gets a meal in the morning, a breakfast, gets a lunch, gets dinner, families get dinner, the outcomes are better. So we need to make sure that our kids are ready to learn and get good nutrition. We need to make sure that our seniors, who actually help us build this great city that we have, are able to live with dignity. We need to ensure that every single family that we have in Boston and greater Boston continues to stay strong. When it comes to food access, we're thinking about the big picture. We're addressing the root cause of the food insecurity. When I say we, I don't mean the city. I'm talking collectively, all of us, because this has to be a partnership. This is not just one area that we can do this. We need to continue to do that. And the Greater Boston Food Bank is our most important partner in this work. All of you here today are part of this work, and I want to thank you. If you just come to this one event every year, just this one event, you're doing your part. And I want to thank you all for being here, and I hope everyone has a great and happy, we're talking about Thanksgiving now, happy Thanksgiving. I saw my first Christmas commercial on TV the other day, so I guess we're in the season. So as we're doing our thing, just remember the one thing I want you to take away from this. As you're shopping for Christmas, as we're thinking about celebrations, as we're doing all the things, 1 out of every 6 people in our city is hungry. So let's not forget that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Now it's my privilege to introduce our newly re-elected State Treasurer, Deb Goldberg.
Thank you, Catherine. So Marty just gave you a lot of statistics, and yes, it is true. I've been here probably 20 years. My family and I were in the food business, and I have to give a shout out to the Stop and Shop people here, and thank you for continuing that tradition that we started so long ago. Hunger in America is a crime. Hunger in Massachusetts is a crime. Children can't learn unless we give them the fuel they need for their bodies and for their brains. The Greater Boston Food Bank would like nothing better than to be put out of business. Sadly, that's not the case. Catherine and I used to stand in another location down the road. It was small, and it was bursting at the seams. The building that you're standing in today reaches people all across Eastern Mass. And you heard about Somerville and Medford and Chelsea and Revere. But are you aware that we cannot keep food on the shelves in Wellesley? In the suburbs, we have the same issue. People are hungry. It's a silent disease. And it's not one that people come to easily to ask for help. But it's there, and we need to overcome it. And we need to make sure that everyone gets the food that they need. It's a basic necessity of life. It's the gas in the gas tank. And so I'm thrilled you're all here today. I'm so glad we can highlight this issue. The turkey event is a wonderful occasion because it is a chain of giving. And giving is what this season is about. But my folks and I at the Treasurer's Office, we come here and we create that chain multiple times a year. And I encourage all of you to volunteer. Do a food drive. Volunteer here and sort the foods. Help any way that you can, because together we can overcome this and make sure that we have created food security for everyone here in our state by 2028, just like they say. So let's get it going, and thank you for having me.
That was awesome. That was Thank you, Deb. Appreciate that very much. As you can see, the campaign is building, right? So I now want to introduce our newly elected Attorney General, Maura Healey.
Thank you. Good morning, Catherine, and to the whole team at Greater Boston Food Bank. Thank you for what you do day in and day out. Thank you to all of the sponsors, the vendors, and employees who've shown up today. I want to thank my colleagues in government for the work that they do. And, my message is short. I'll tell you, in this time right now, I think it is so imperative that we find ways to make giving part of our everyday. This is the start of the season, but I hope that what we take from today is that we all find a way to do something for another person. I woke up to the heartbreaking news once again this morning about the shooting in California. And I got to say, there's a lot out there in the world that causes trepidation, gives us real pause and concern about the direction of our country. But I have always said that I am ever heartened by the inspiration and the energy of the American people, including the amazing people here in Massachusetts. I've spent the last few weeks, as some of you know, out and about around the state, had an opportunity to talk to a lot of people. And Deb's right, food insecurity is everywhere. It's across our communities. And it is my view that every person in our Commonwealth has a right to wake up to food and to go to bed not hungry. We need to do more, and we can do more, because we're a state with tremendous wealth. We're a state with tremendous community. We need to take care of this problem. I remember a few months ago, my office was helping a woman. We were going after one of those rogue debt collectors that harass people, harangue people, and we ended up taking action against them. But one of the many victims along the way was this woman, Mary, and I think about her. She's working hard, a working mother. She's a school aide, and at the end, after that action by that company, she was left to 25 cents a month to buy groceries. So many people are working poor and are going to bed hungry, and that's just something that we need to address. And so I'm always honored to be here today. I want you to know my office is going to continue to stay in the fight for this, but I hope more than anything, we'll all find our way to step in and step up and do what needs doing in this time. And I really encourage all of us, now that it's on our radar, you are the ambassadors. You can go back and talk about the pervasiveness of hunger in our communities. And let's find the opportunity every day to do something for someone. I know that will make us all feel better. And it's also going to move us to not only end hunger, but to make a whole lot of things about life here better for so many families across the state. God bless all of you and your families. I wish you the very best during this holiday season, but make no mistake about it, every day is an act to give, every day is an act to love. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce our newly re-elected Lieutenant Governor, Karen Polito.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. This is a great tradition, and I'm really excited to be here with all of you. I'm thinking about two of the teams that we celebrate a lot in this Commonwealth with our new champions, the Boston Red Sox. Love that they're here today. And of course, our winning New England Patriots, who we love. And I have to say, I'm pretty excited to be standing next to the original TV. Troy Brown, all right. And so I was saying to him, so now that we have the good hands with us, I mean, these are good hands, I can just picture the turkey ball up in the air. You're going to do a couple of spins, catch it, and release. It's going to be perfect. So just thank you, because this is all about a team, right? You're all here today from respective groups, whether it's a government group or a business group, but you're all here together to rally around an important cause here in this Commonwealth. Every team needs a leader. Couldn't ask for a better leader than Catherine D'Amato. An inspiration to all of us, someone who has devoted her entire career to food and food insecurity, and we are so grateful that Massachusetts is your home, and just incredible the impact that you have had on the quality of life for the people that we all serve together. Can't thank you enough. Food is something that every one of us probably take a little bit for granted, but food is a fundamental social need. And there are people in our communities that wake up and they may not have what they need every single day. Whether it's an infant, a young child, a student in high school that perhaps is an athlete as well, a working parent, an aging adult. And we all know that access to food and good food is something that they need to sustain them physically and mentally every single day. It is the fuel, literally, that drives us forward every day. So I'm glad that we're in this room to support this cause, because we're not taking it for granted. And we are mindful that there are too many in this Commonwealth that are in need of it and more of it, and that's why we're here to help. I'd like to just say that this is a community issue, and Catherine, through your work, you're impacting 190 communities, mostly here in Central Eastern Mass. But this food bank has really set up the model for other food banks, not only here in Massachusetts, this being the largest one, but it's a model for others around the country. So I'm really grateful for the network and how you plan to do your work so that that food gets to that person in these communities in our Commonwealth that need it every single day. And when you think about communities, I think about that safety net that binds us together. And the food bank and the work that we do is part of that real safety net that helps to make sure that people are buoyed up and have what they need to succeed, not only survive and sustain, but succeed here in this Commonwealth. I also want to recognize our team. We have Commissioner McHugh, and I know Commissioner LeBeau is not here, but MDAR and the DTA coming together to think more creatively about how they get food literally to the table. And I love the fact that we are growing food that's reaching the DTA customers, if you will. And I'm really pleased today that DTA is announcing an extension of the SNAP benefits to access food at our farmers markets throughout the winter. That's a great, great program. We love it. And as Governor Baker often says, that's one that we need to do more of. So we clearly were on that. I also want to recognize Lon Povich, longtime board member of the food bank, had to retire his position when coming over to the governor's office, but someday he'll be back, and Sharon Casey, who's also from my office. And then finally, I just want to say we are gearing up for a great holiday. We love this holiday. Thanksgiving is one of those times when you just get together, you eat, you're with all your favorite friends and your family, and you just really enjoy. And I really love coming to this event because it just reminds us of all the people in this Commonwealth that we want to feel that joy on that special day. I'm asking you to keep in mind our friends and neighbors in the Merrimack Valley. We have 2,200 families who are living in temporary housing. So they're not in their home where they feel most comfortable. But last night when we were at a meeting up in Lawrence, the announcement was made that there'll be 20,000 meals available to those families, whether in their temporary housing or meals that they can take to a family members to enjoy what we will all be enjoying on that day. And then as we gear up for Thanksgiving, I think the Attorney General referenced this, this is not about one day, it's about all the days of this year, remembering our friends in our communities that need our help. And I just thank you all, grateful for what we have and all the blessings, but let's just make sure that we're doing our part so everyone feels blessed to be part of this Commonwealth on Thanksgiving. Thank you.
We'll be back. Thanks. Thank you very much. We have one more piece to do before we jump into the action, and it's at this time each year we present something called the Nally Award. It's named after Betsy and Dan Nally, who were young people, now very grown up, but when I first met them, they were 8 and 6. And they're here today to provide the Nally Award to a young person who is dedicated to ending hunger. And I'd like to ask Betsy to come forward. I met her when she was 6. I met you when you were 6.
Thank you, Catherine. I'm honestly honored to be back here and part of such a special event. When me and my brother started our fundraiser back in 1996, really our mission was twofold. One was to fight hunger, and the other was to inspire others to join us. And in looking at this year's submissions, this year's winner did just that. So we're so excited to present the award to Max Finn of Georgetown.
Come on up, Max. Come on up, Max.
Max is a 13-year-old nationally ranked gymnast who created a fundraiser called Handstands for Hunger. Max spread the word to gyms and coaches across New England in the winter of 2017 about his idea. Supporters of Handstands for Hunger could either make a flat donation or they could donate a chosen amount per second a gymnast held a handstand. I was told that the longest handstand was 1 minute, and Max here can hold it for 5, which is a very impressive group of athletes. In March of last year, youth gymnasts across New England performed handstands and together raised nearly $10,000 from over 60 donors. And when you break that down, that's roughly 30,000 meals that were delivered to families across New England. So well done, Max. Max has truly embodied the spirit of our award, and I'd personally like to thank him for leading the charge against hunger and encouraging others to do their part. I was talking to Max upstairs, and I said, "What made you do this?" And he said, "Why not help people by doing something that I love?" And I think that that's so inspiring, and you are so deserving of this award, and we're really excited to present you as this year's winner. So congrats to Max.
Who presented to Max? That's good. Max, do you want to say something? Yeah. Max wants to say something.
Oh, really? He's the star of the show. He wants to say something.
Yeah. Can you all see him? Can we get, Max, can we get something
one of
for,
these boxes?
yeah, Max, we'll get something. Brian, anybody got something over there? I'm looking at you.
The apples is...
Maybe, but we'll get somebody to do that for you. Look at Sonia moving the apple.
Troy could lift him. Troy could
okay,
lift him.
okay, Troy, let's,
Okay.
Sonia.
oh, here we go. Oh, it's perfect. Okay, here we go. All right, go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead. Try it.
We're all chipping.
We're all going to help you here, Max. There.
Are you ready?
Just in advance, sorry, I lost my voice. But my name is Max Finn, and I am a level 9 gymnast at Yellow Jackets Gymnastics in Middleton. And the fundraiser, or the Handstands for Hunger, was just an idea that I have because, as Betsy said, I love gymnastics and I also love helping people. So why not combine both, do something I love and help people in need? And so how it works is, as people have already said, we do handstands for up to a minute, and we try and get people to donate, and you can either donate before or donate based on the seconds that you hold it. So there is a lot of hate in this world, and here I think by the Boston Food Bank and everything that the Nally family has done is really raising awareness and raising love about this problem that we have. And so I am very honored to accept this award, and I would like to thank everyone for helping, especially the Nally family and the Boston Food Bank for doing all the great work that they do. So, thank you.
Cheryl, I think it's all yours. There we go.
Thank you.
Way to jump in, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll figure it out.
Thank you, Betsy, and congratulations, Max. That is phenomenal. Just speechless. Outstanding work. Another round of applause for Max. Okay, let's get this party started. At this time, we are going to ask everyone to form 2 lines on the yellow tape that you see on the floor. Blue tape. Sorry. Blue tape that you see on the floor. We are going to start at door 8. If the folks over at door 8 could raise their hands. We will form 2 lines. Everyone should have their gloves on. If you do not have your GBFB gloves, a team member will hand you a pair of gloves. You will hear a horn sound when we begin the turkey toss. You will also hear the horn sound when we finish, and we will regroup so you can understand the impact that you have made today by unloading this truckload of turkeys. I am going to ask Troy Brown, number 80, yes, the original number 80, 550 receptions, so we know he will not drop a turkey. 3-time Super Bowl champ, to open the door and begin the chain of giving. Thank you, everyone.